All right. I do got a little bit of stuff coming up out here, but that really ain't what I'm gonna talk about today. Cause I've been doing my research. I've been doing my research, and let's talk about price points of breeds, and where you are located. I do like the Piney Woods cattle. I do. I do. I do. And I'm not gonna bash the Piney Woods because I'm probably still that's what I'm probably gonna end up rolling with. Probably, maybe. But here's the thing: after doing research online, and I'm gonna do a little more looking today, you can see a little bit of stuff coming up. It really comes up better, like where it's been burnt through, right? Yeah, it's coming up pretty good right up in here. So, yeah, that's what I was just really walking through, checking out myself, see what's coming up, and yeah, I really wasn't really gonna do an update video to like the 15th, but I pretty much give y'all like a daily update anyway, so might as well you do the walkthrough and talk at the same time. Okay, so here's the thing: Coryontes and Longhorns. Coryontes and Longhorns. I would say, just from you know what I've looked at frame build quality wise, I have actually seen better looking, Piney Woods than the Coryontes and even the Longhorns I haven't seen really. But the thing is, they all descend from the same. They all descend from the same, you know, breed. Like they are all Criollo cattle. So here's what I gotta say about the Coryontes. You can breed up like a $300-400 heifer. Like, I mean, you can buy a Coryonte cow for like $300-400. It's pretty much going. Well, it depends on your situation, of course. But in my particular situation, you know, I can spend $900 on some Coryontes, and that could be a more profitable way of getting started. Because the big factor in being profitable is how much you pay for the mom. And the thing is, you kind of like, in my situation, you're not starting out with, prime pasture to begin with. So you don't need, I mean, that's where, I would say still the Piney Woods come in same genetics though. They pretty much the same genetics. So, I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more on the price points and I'm going to get back with you. Okay. These are just some ballpark numbers of like what you can kind of sort of expect, more or less. Because you can probably do a fence for less than $1,000. You can probably even find the cows a little cheaper. Some stuff may cost more, some stuff may cost less. But I'm gonna say real talk, legit, $3,500, $4,000. You in the game. You in the game. You ain't winning the game, of course, but you in the game. And like I said, like from you saw the pictures. You can even find like crossbred Coryontes for still like in that $300-400 range. And the next breeding, you got like something that's what 2/3 something else other than Coryonte. So by the next one, you got something that's like 3/4 something other than Coryonte. So it's a way to build up from it. All right, and another reason I'm gonna say the Coryontes and Longhorns might be a good first choice, depending on where you located. and you know what you can find a deal on for the low, because those are like breeds I see in the Arkansas, Texas area that you can find pretty cheap on the low low. I showed you $300-400. So if you starting with that $300-400 cattle, and that's that survivor cattle, that's that poor man's cattle. That poor man cattle gonna eat this stuff right here. Like let's be for real. That's what you need. You can work your way up. So you want to build genetics that work in the environment that you have. You see what I'm saying? And that may be a good way to start your base. You know what I'm saying? Base your herd. Because you can basically breed up from that. You know? I like the idea of, like, you know, Corianti bred with the South Pole. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I mean, even yeah, Coriantis with the low line. Man, I saw a red Angus low line. Well, I saw some semen for a red Angus low line. So I think that'd be interesting. Or really just a Corianti and a red Angus, and then I don't know, maybe I don't know. You got options. You know what I'm saying? You got options when you working with, you know, cheap cattle. That's all I'm saying. And when you're not working with prime pasture land, I don't know. Upgrading your genetics as you upgrade the environment might be a good way to go. Cause yeah, Pineywood's already endangered, and you know, on a small acreage, yeah, trying to keep genetic diversity gonna be kind of tough on that. Cause I'm still like on a bull finding semen. Like that might be kind of tough. I ain't saying it's impossible. Yeah, I ain't saying it's impossible. But yeah, I mean, even with the Coriani program, I still, if it's possible, you could still probably even, they have similar genetics. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's some thoughts and some numbers, but legit, like if you are, I mean, yeah, even if you don't have your own property, you could probably get started really under like $5,000. But with your own property, you can legit get started 3,500. Really, I say possibly 3,000. You know, because you're gonna have like, yeah, using the high tensile wire, you can minimize your, you know, fencing costs, and then working with cheap cattle and breeding them up as the environment improves for sustaining larger cattle. And I mean, I ain't gonna say like, yeah, in 2-3 years I could have more cattle than what I could sustain out here, really. So like at that point you need to look at like either getting more land, leasing land, but you know, that's a part of the plan anyway. So I think that might be a real good way to get started. And yeah, what I would like to say is really purebred cattle probably ain't the way you should get started. Like, my bad for the movement. But yeah, purebred cattle probably ain't the way you should get started. Especially if you have a minimum amount of acreage, a minimum amount of knowledge about cattle to begin with. Probably starting off the cheapest and working your way up would be the best way to go.